I mean, if you can think of it, they had it.
This place is a gold mine. The fact that they even have a full case dedicated to imports says something. A lot of the diehard fans who, they don't play them anymore, they need money.
Right.
They're like, well, here's a stack of all these import Dreamcast fighting games.
Gotcha.
And then I'm like, all right. Entire racks full of Atari and television.
Oh, Red, Donkey Kong, yeah!
What was that?
What? Ah! What? Oh boy.
Gregg? What are you doing to my game?
Watch out!
Hi, welcome to Arcade Impossible. I'm Greg.
And I'm Mike, and this is the show where we find arcade machines to take us back to 1981. One of my favorite arcades as a kid was Tilt in the Northtown Mall.
What first got me into collecting arcade machines was a few years back I lived in Florida, and my buddy Matt was telling me about MAME, where we can basically emulate any arcade game and play it. So I was looking for a full-size arcade machine, and that's when I came across Dig Dug, and that link is here.
Currently, the arcade is in what should be my dining room, and as soon as we outgrow that, I will knock down some walls to open up my basement, and dedicate the entire open basement to be the arcade.
So I wanted a shooter game for my arcade. I figure what's better than Galaga, right? Everybody knows the name Galaga. It's got the best gameplay that I can see from a game around 1981, just like Donkey Kong. I looked on Craigslist and all I could find was Galaxian. So we had to drive up to Madison.
Greg calls a guy and he sets it all up, and the guy says it is completely restored right off the bat. As soon as we walk in, there is just something that just didn't feel right. The whole time I could tell, just by looking at his face, he was not happy as soon as he looked over at this Galaxian machine.
And it looks like like terrible. You look up and there's like the gouges in the side of the cabinet, and like it's all faded on the artwork, and the artwork itself that was faded looked like it was printout. And I'm just like looking at Mike like, this guy wasted our time. This is ridiculous.
It wasn't worth it. Yeah, good find, Greg.
Fast forward 1 month and I check on Craigslist and I find a Galaga machine, and it's like been listed 2 hours ago. I write the guy an email saying, hey, I'd really like to pick this up. This is what makes Tristan cool. He said he's a man of his word. It doesn't matter that he got a bunch of other offers from people local. He's a man of his word. First offer, guy gets it that's interested, and I was that guy. So we are off to Madison. Hit it.
Don't laugh at my truck. It's a work truck.
Hey Tristan, this is Gregg from Craigslist about the Galaga machine. So a buddy and I drove up and we're probably about 15-20 minutes out. Will do, thanks a lot. Bye. So Tristan said it's going to be about an hour until we can go to his house to check out the Galaga machine. But I just typed in arcade in Google Maps and Tilt is right next to us.
Tristan's still in the Middle Ages and doesn't check his cell phone. We're from Illinois.
You want to piss off Tristan?
Yeah.
He'll pull out his two-handed bastard sword. Bastard sword with +2 dexterity.
Hold on. Oh, business, yeah. I'm sorry. It's not Tilt anymore.
So we walk in there and, you know, there's some crane games, there's some new terrible games, and I look in the far back corner and there's a MAME machine, so there's some hope after all.
We decided to see if we can set a score on the machine that they have in there, which is like a MAME style with a bunch of classic games including Galaga and Pac-Man, and we actually run into another gaming enthusiast. He's a contender for Pac-Man. I put him on the spot, of course, and put him up against Gregg. You did all right. It wasn't bad. Better than me.
I was clearing boards. The ghosts were in the tunnel. You know, they lived their life in the tunnel. And I'm pretty sure I could have had that dude's girlfriend.
I was trying not to look at you. We got to meet a cool gaming guy and play a few games before we headed out to go to Tristan's to pick up Galaga, and all in all, it was a good experience.
All I want to do is see the Galaga machine. We get in there, turn to the right at the corner, there it is, and it looks amazing. I just want to throw it in bed and cuddle next to it. It looks so pristine, and the sides, you just look at it. Tell me that's not beautiful.
So your name's Tristan?
Yeah.
I'm Mike.
Mike, nice to meet you.
Yep. It's the Galaga?
That is the Galaga. Yeah. My favorite arcade game from the 80s. You know, when I bought it from Arcade Adventures down in Illinois. I don't know if you know those guys. They're over in like Carpentersville or something. Mm-hmm. They said they put the new graphic on here, but that was a new graphic.
Nice.
So, and I don't know if these ones were or not. I suspect not. Mm-hmm. But they also said they put a new motherboard in it, and I've never had any problems with it. So.
What was your high score you set on this?
Oh, Jesus, million something.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I played this a lot when I was 14, it's all about the sequence. You got to know what the sequence is.
Where they're coming out.
Where they're coming out.
Because you
Where
shoot
they're
faster when they get closer, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's one of those things. But I've never got to the final end. There's this legendary place, I guess, with Galaga where you beat the machine, and it just takes you through this sort of. Apparently, it takes you through this sort of. You're like flying through space, and it gives you all these points, and then it starts again.
Does it have a kill screen where you die at the end, or does it just take you a loop through and start
It
over?
loops through, and you get to shoot up the mothership as well. But this is what I've been told. I've never been there. Mythical place that you can go.
Yes.
Cool. Well, you'll get there. You just have to play it enough.
Yeah, exactly.
The only reason I'm selling this is because A, it's taking up space, and B, I just don't play it anymore. You know, fair deal.
Yeah, exactly. How many other people did you have asking about
5 now.
5.
And a couple, including a couple of guys here in Madison. So. But you know, you were the first. That's
awesome.
always been my policy. Is the first person who asks and says, you know, I want it, I let them look at it and see if they want it.
Future Spa was released March 20th, 1979 by Bally. They only released 6,400 units. Its theme was fitness, fantasy, and relaxation, as you can see from the babes in the artwork. It was designed by George Christian, and the art was done by Paul Ferris and Dave Christensen. Future Spa was the first game from Bally to use continuous background sound. Tristan also informed us that this is one of the first games to incorporate a digital scoreboard.
I'm Greg,
I'm Mike.
and we cannot find any arcades anymore.
So now we're arcade archaeologists. We're coming to a town here.
And we're gonna dig everywhere. Talk about my fully restored, you won't need to do anything to it. So you
You ruined the perfect